thing I got a lot of questions about is move-in day. And honestly, for me, this was not a hard process at all. I know the idea of moving into college is just something that's like really frightening and like, oh my gosh, like this is such a big change. I'm so sorry the lighting keeps changing so much. It's driving me crazy. I hope that you girls don't hate this video. I'm gonna open the exposure again. There we go. But yeah, so move-in day really isn't that bad. For me, it was super easy actually. There's a whole volunteer team at my school, and I'm sure a lot of colleges do it this way, that are there just to help you kind of, you know, ease your way in. They have like these huge bins that you can put all your stuff in and roll it up to your dorm. So it's really not hard at all. There are always people all over campus to help. You know, there's a specific day that freshmen move in. At my school, it's separate from upperclassmen. I keep having to adjust my camera, I'm sorry. But it's really not a hard process at all. There are people there to help you with any questions you have. Of course, you'll have your parents with you too. So it's really not that stressful. You just get everything in and then kind of start organizing and making yourself at home. It's honestly a lot of fun and a lot of like exciting things, and it's really not that stressful. I had so much fun on my move-in day. The next question I got so many times is how to make friends. And it seems like such a scary thing, but everyone that's coming to college as a freshman and a transfer student is going through the exact same thing as you. So making friends is not hard at all, I promise you. Really, just saying hi to someone is enough to start a conversation. It seems like such a big thing and something that's going to be so hard, but I promise you once you actually get to school, it's really not hard to make friends at all. I honestly probably have had like the most friends in my entire life from my school. Some of the people I met first were just the people on my floor. So I would definitely recommend just like keeping your door open and talking to people and being friendly, and you'll be absolutely fine. It's so easy to meet people. But also just asking people, say from your floor, maybe you're gonna go get lunch the day after move-in day or on move-in day. Just be friendly and ask someone if they wanna come with you. It's really not that hard, I promise. Also just talking to people in your classes, maybe, you know, like, oh hey, you live in my building or whatever. Just simple friendly conversations like that aren't that hard to make, and it definitely connects you and just kind of builds those friendships because everyone is going through the same thing and everyone wants to make friends. So it's really not that hard, and college is so much fun. I'm so excited for all of you watching this video because you are going to be starting this process sooner or later, and it's just such a great experience. The next thing that I got asked a lot about is roommates, and unfortunately I can't speak from personal experience because this past year I actually lived in a single. I was really lucky and I got a single. So I didn't have the whole traditional freshman roommate experience, but I did have a lot of friends who had roommates, so I definitely heard a lot of things and kind of got an idea of how the whole process works anyway. A lot of people are really nervous about having a roommate, but from what I can tell, it's really not that bad. Some people are best friends with their roommates and they continue to live with them throughout their entire college career. So that's definitely a really good thing. I will say there are people on my floor that I just adore, and they're some of my best friends, and I'm living with them next year. I'm actually going to have a roommate next year, and we're living in a suite style dorm that has a bathroom connecting 2 rooms. And I'm living with 3 other girls from my floor this year. So those relationships definitely last, and it's really awesome. And even if you have a roommate that you don't necessarily click with, it's really okay. You honestly just have to find that comfort level, you know, where both of you agree on things and can just kind of live together in peace, and it's totally fine. There were a few people that I knew that had roommate issues, but you kind of just have to confront them and talk to them about it, and it's really not that big of a deal most of the time. And if there really are issues that are hard and you're not sure how to deal with them, you're gonna have an RA on your floor, and their job is to be there to help you. So if you're feeling nervous about it, just talk to your roommate, and if that becomes hard, then you can go to your RA and they will definitely be a good middle person to help you solve any problems you might have. But honestly, don't be too nervous because most of the time roommates end up getting along so well and being such good friends. The next question I got a couple of times is about getting involved in college and joining clubs or sports or sororities and things like that. So the question, I think some of them were geared towards me and like, did I join clubs and organizations and things like that? So like I've said before in this video, I did join a sorority. I went through fall recruitment, so I joined pretty soon after I went to college. But I also did Relay for Life, and at my school we have one on campus, and we had a committee that kind of planned the whole entire event. So I joined that spring semester, and that was one of the most fun things that I did my entire freshman year. Of course, I love my sorority. I talk about it all the time, but that was just a whole nother different experience that was so much fun for me, so rewarding, and cancer is kind of something that's just personal in my family. So it was really awesome to be able to pour my heart and soul into something I was so passionate about. So I guess my advice for joining clubs and organizations and anything like that is just go with something that you are interested in personally, and then the rest will kind of follow. That's another amazing way to make friends in college, is by joining a club or an organization, because you're going to meet people that have similar interests to you, and it's going to be even easier to make friends. So I definitely recommend getting involved in college. It kind of gives you a home on campus and makes you feel like you have a place on campus. Because depending on what kind of college you go to, if it's a really large university, sometimes you can kind of feel lost just because there's so many people on campus. So it's really good to make those connections, and it just makes you feel connected to campus and gives you something to look forward to in between classes and studying and all of that stuff. So I definitely recommend getting involved in some way. If you're athletic, go try out for a sport. And if you don't end up making like the college level team, you can play, oh my god, what are they called? Intramural sports. Intramural sports are a lot of fun. If you're nervous about joining a team sport because you think it'd be too intense at a college level, intramural sports are more like clubs, and they're just for fun. So a lot of my friends played intramural sports and they had so much fun with it, and I think I might actually play myself next year. They also do Greek life ones, at least at my school. I think a lot of campuses do. So I'm going to join for my sorority next year, and it should be a lot of fun. But I definitely recommend getting involved. It's just such a good way to kind of connect yourself to campus, like I've said, and it's definitely just a fun thing to do while you're in school. The next question that I got quite a few times is, how do you balance school and a social life in college? And this is just like in high school and just like in any other aspect of your life. You really just have to find that balance yourself, and the best way to do it is to be organized. In my opinion, you should get a planner or use iCal on your phone or something. Have some kind of organizational tool that you can keep track of when things are due, and if you join a club or something, you know when events are for, when maybe if your friends make plans with you to go somewhere, just make sure that you write everything down, and I promise you that will keep you so much more organized. You can just check your planner or whatever and see what you have to do that week, and you'll really be able to prioritize everything, and it will just keep you sane, I promise. I don't know what I would have done without my planner this year. I would not have survived, that's for sure. I think the most important part of balancing school and a social life is just remembering why you're in college. Of course, you know, you want to meet new people and experience everything in school, because that's also a really fun part of college. You learn not just in the classroom, but just in life in general, because you're experiencing new things and becoming an adult, which is just like weird. I'm still not accepting that, and I'm almost 20 now, which is so crazy. But yeah, so just remember that school comes first. You are in college to get a degree, and you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars for textbooks and classes and everything like that. So just remember that school is your first priority, but it doesn't mean that you can't have fun. You just have to prioritize everything and stay organized, and you should be fine. Another question that I got a lot is college like you see on TV? What's it like with parties? Are dorms full of parties all the time? Is college all about partying? I just got a lot of questions in that sort of kind of shape, I guess. And I will say that yes, there are parties at college. That happens, you know, it's just kind of part of it. But college is definitely not all about partying. If you don't want to party, you don't have to. It's just a personal choice, and it's really not a big deal. A lot of people also ask me about like Greek life and whether that's all about partying. And that is an aspect of it, but it's not like, oh, to be in a sorority you have to party all the time, because I personally am not really a fan of parties. I don't really care for it. It's just not my thing. So I never really went that often. I went to a couple parties throughout the past year, and that was really it. It just wasn't something that I was interested in doing. So I will say yes, partying exists. You know, there are kids that just want to do that all the time and they go out every single weekend. And personally, I don't think that's a good choice, because your first priority at school is to learn and get a degree, you know? But if you want to do that sort of stuff, you just have to find the balance, just like with anything else. But I will say, if you want to go to college and you have no interest in partying, it's not going to be a big deal at all. I think TV over-exaggerates a little bit because they just focus on the negatives and the bad things. But partying definitely isn't like the only thing college is about. And also the question about, you know, whether dorms are full of like partying and things like that. And I will say, from my school, there was a super strict policy for the dorms, and if kids got too out of hand, they, you know, were taken care of and got written up and things like that. So not like they're gonna get kicked out right away, but if kids got out of hand, they were talked to by the RA and it could be taken higher, and they'd get warnings and things like that. And if they did it again, you know, they could have like consequences, I guess. I didn't get a lot of personal experience with that just because I wasn't the type of person to get in trouble with that sort of thing. The craziest thing I ever did in my dorm was like watch a movie with my floor mates. Like I'm not a partier, so I mean, come on, I make YouTube videos, I spend most of my life on the internet, so partying's not really my thing. Again, just to answer the general question, college is not about partying. It's definitely there, and it's definitely an option if you want to go to parties and things like that. They are there. But a lot of them are off campus, and I wouldn't say that, you know, every single campus is gonna have parties in like dorms and everything like that. It's just not really in the college's interest to do that anyway. A lot of colleges are going to be very strict about things that go on in their dorms just because they want to keep the campus environment safe and everything like that. So it kind of depends on the college, but at least for my campus, it's pretty strict and kids don't get away with much. And the last question that I got is, do you have any studying or organizational tips? And I kind of already touched on this when I was talking about balancing schoolwork and a social life. I think the biggest thing for studying is just to make sure that you stay focused. Staying organized, I think the biggest part of that is having a planner. But another thing that I totally recommend, which I also recommend for high school students, is to get a binder or something like that and have a specific divider or folder for every single class that you have. And that way you can put all your notes and, you know, like handouts and things like that all in the same place. So when you need to find them, they're all in the same place and you always know where they are. So they're super easy to find and you can just pull them out and work with them and study with them and things like that. But also I would say, for focusing on studying and not getting too distracted, the best thing you can do is turn off your Wi-Fi, put your phone away from you, and just don't touch social networks and anything like that while you're studying. I know how hard it is, believe me, I'm such a procrastinator, it's not even funny. But if you unplug yourself while you're studying, it helps so much. One thing that I did find helpful is when I needed to do kind of internet research related things, is I would keep 2 windows open of my internet browser. And so I would have Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and stuff like that open on one, and then I would have a separate one for my research. So I would kind of go for, say, like 45 minutes, I'd focus really hard on my research and writing and whatever, and then I'd take a little 15-minute break or whatever and just watch a YouTube video or scroll through Twitter or look at Facebook or whatever. And that way I wasn't tempted too much to kind of just constantly be on social networks and not really focus, but that way I could also keep myself distracted, so I wasn't like, ooh, I just got a tweet, like let me go check that. So that really helps me a lot. But I also recommend, if you don't need internet for your homework, don't use your computer or turn your Wi-Fi off, just so you can't even be distracted, and that will help you so much. So yeah, I think that is pretty much it. I just talked for such a long time, so we'll see how editing this video goes. It may end up being 2 parts. Or it might just end up being a long-winded video, and thank you for watching the whole thing. If you did, I really hope that this was helpful. I kind of tried to glaze over topics with like some detail but not go too much into detail because I didn't want this to be an hour-long video. Also, really quick, I apologize for all the lighting changes. I kind of kept trying to adjust my exposure. The sun is setting right now, and it's also a little bit cloudy outside, so the sun, which is my complete source of light right now, is just kind of doing its own thing. And it definitely made this video interesting, like it's getting darker right now. But I hope that wasn't too distracting and you girls got a lot out of this video and it helped you. If you have any other questions or specific topics you want me to cover in a video, please leave me a comment below and tell me, because I'd love to help you girls out in any way that I can. I have a lot of experience from the past year and I'd love to share them with you. I just need to know what you girls want to know and what you girls want to hear more about. So yeah, anyway, like I said, I hope this video was helpful. Comment questions below if you have them. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, because I just talked for forever and I really hope that it was helpful. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you're not. I post beauty videos and things like that all the time also, but I definitely want to start doing advice videos as well because I think it's fun. And I hope that I can kind of help you girls with my experiences that I've had in the past. I'm sorry, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust my camera again because this is driving me crazy. Okay, that's better. But yeah, so anyway, that is it. I really hope that this video was helpful. Like I've said like 70 times now. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram and all that fun stuff. I'm a social network addict. I update them all the time and I love talking to you girls. They're linked below. And I guess that's it. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you girls are having a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!